Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and it looks like Wonder Woman rumours are back on the menu, boys, because, as we know, the rumour was that she is going to make her DCU debut in Man of Tomorrow, and the rumour came out that the announcement for the casting was going to happen this month. And then James Gunn came out, as expected, and debunked the casting announcement. But if that was the key thing that I said in my video about it, was he only debunked the casting announcement, but not that Wonder Woman would actually appear in Man of Tomorrow. And that seems to be what this is talking about. But they go into a little bit more on kind of what the idea for the character is in terms of who they're looking for. Now, this added on rumour, and it is still a rumour, comes from My Time to Shine. It's been a while since we've seen a rumour from him. But let's take a look at it, because someone else has also weighed into wanting to play the character, who I think would be an absolute terrible choice. But it says here, with it looking increasingly likely that Wonder Woman will make her DCU debut in Man of Tomorrow, James Gunn's upcoming Superman sequel, all eyes are now on who DC Studios chooses to fill the role. Supergirl writer Anna Ngarula, or however the hell you pronounce her name, has been tasked with penning a Wonder Woman movie screenplay, which, by the way, is a ridiculous idea. The woman has written one thing, which was Supergirl, and immediately you give her Wonder Woman. You haven't even seen what the reaction to Supergirl will be yet. But it says, and while no story details have been revealed, we wouldn't be remotely surprised if Tom King's current run is used as inspiration, which just means it's DOA immediately. So Gunn has said that a casting announcement won't be made this month, but stops short of debunking the Wonder Woman rumours. So that's the part I was talking about in my video. So now My Time to Shine has weighed in to say that DC Studios is indeed looking at every young, hot, as in up and coming, actress for the new female lead in Man of Tomorrow. Now, here's the first thing you kind of have to look at when it comes from My Time to Shine, saying, oh, they're definitely looking to find a young, hot, up and coming actress to be Wonder Woman for the DCU. And it's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. They're currently writing a Wonder Woman movie. You know what that would entail then? Casting the character of Wonder Woman. So it's not a big leap to say they're going to cast Wonder Woman. Yeah, you don't say. So it says, however, the studio has some specific requirements in that they need her to be tall, in her 20s, and have fighting skills. The height requirement is interesting, as there aren't many / any actresses out there who have the same physique as the comic book Diana Prince. Okay, you don't need them to be like 6'5", okay, but you can't have them be like 5'5". You need that person to be in and around at least between, I would say, 5'9" to 5'11", if not 6 foot. And there's plenty of actresses out there who fit that bill. So it says Wonder Woman being on the younger side is a relief, especially with the DCU choosing older actors for characters like Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner, both of whom are a little more youthful on the page. Batman is currently expected to be a father to Damian Wayne, suggesting he'll also be in his 40s. A Diana in her 20s, along with 32-year-old David Cornsweet as Superman, means we'll still have a trinity that overall skews younger. I don't understand why they think it's a relief that she'd be in her 20s. You might want someone who, you know, could actually portray the character a little better, who has more experience in acting, that is. So Gal Gadot played Wonder Woman in the, I like this, they say the DCU instead of the DCEU, and followed Diana's action-packed introduction in 2016's BVS. The character took center stage the next year in Wonder Woman. Patty Jenkins was at the helm of the movie, which received widespread critical acclaim and ultimately grossed $823 million at the worldwide box office. Wonder Woman 1984 followed in 2020, and despite initial very positive reviews, it slipped into rotten territory and, hobbled by the pandemic, made only 169 million. Now, that is the thing. Number one, the second movie was terrible compared to the first movie. But yeah, they dropped it in the middle of the pandemic. And they did it with the day and date release crap. So they absolutely killed that movie. And slipping into the rotten, that part doesn't matter. It's how the actual audience reviewed the movie, which was, yeah, this thing sucks. So there were tentative plans for Wonder Woman 3, a movie which was set to focus on the Amazon in the present day, which is funny because they were all pretty much in the present day. But those fell by the wayside when DC Studios was formed. Paradise Lost, a DCU set TV series set on Themyscira long before Diana was born, seems to have similarly been put to one side for now. So I think that part is interesting, that they're saying it sounds like the Themyscira Paradise Lost joke has possibly been sidelined, that looks like it may not actually happen, because yeah, they were pushing for, it's going to be Game of Thrones, but on Themyscira, and it's like, everybody was like, we don't want more crap being compared to Game of Thrones, and especially the DCU. Why don't you make it like something from the DCU, you morons? But then we get one actress who is openly coming out and saying, I want to be Wonder Woman in the DCU, which is Viking Valhalla's actress. Now, I'm probably going to absolutely butcher her name. It's Freda Gustafsson, I think. I've probably absolutely horrendously butchered this poor girl's name. But when you see her, you gotta go, yeah, you are definitely not the fit. And it's not because she's not good looking or anything like that. I don't know how tall she is. But she is wafer thin. And I mean wafer thin. And it's like, that's not the type of person you need. You know, it's like she's way too thin. Obviously, she could put on muscle mass and stuff like that. But if this movie is actually casting, and by movie I do mean the whole Man of Tomorrow, if they are going to cast Wonder Woman for that movie and have her debut in that movie, that is set to film this year. I think, did they say around April or May they're planning to get that thing before the cameras? She would never have the time to, you know, increase her weight and size, build basically, to portray Wonder Woman. So I would take her out of the running. Plus, I did watch at least the first season of that Valhalla. It wasn't great compared to the original Vikings, but if she's the woman I'm thinking of that was in that, she's bloody tiny. She's like 5'2", and it's like, yeah, no, that's not the direction you want to be going. So overall, the character obviously will get cast at some stage. You know, they're writing a bloody Wonder Woman story, so obviously they will have to cast Wonder Woman. Will she make her debut in Man of Tomorrow? All likelihood, yeah. You know, the fact that James Gunn debunked the casting announcement, but not that Wonder Woman won't show up in the movie, is quite telling. So it does sound like she will appear in that movie in one way or the other. But yeah, it's just that thing of who will be the right fit to play this character. We've all seen the names being floated about, but it'll be interesting to see who they choose. And with this new rumor out there and stuff, I wonder if James Gunn will respond again and in more kind of debunking, oh no, she's definitely not going to be a part of Man of Tomorrow or anything like that. It's also interesting that he still hasn't actually commented about the rumor that Batman will appear in Man of Tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But let's see what happens. What do you guys think? Who the hell do you want to see play Wonder Woman when she eventually gets cast in the DCU? Providing by the time Man of Tomorrow comes out, there's still a DCU. Goes, ooh, it's not looking great. But let me know who you would choose. And what do you think of this rumor? Because again, it's kind of like, oh, they said she was going to be in this movie, but they're writing a Wonder Woman movie. They're going to cast Wonder Woman. It's like, yeah, no shit. But let me know what you think. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.